The ResPlus Auto CPAP machine ain't gonna win any beauty pageants, but it will do a solid job keeping you sleeping. And that's what really matters, right guys? Well, it would do a solid job keeping you sleeping once you know how to get the thing set up and working. So if you haven't got there yet, here are the steps to get everything in the right place and doing the right thing. The ResPlus unit splits into two sections. There's a CPAP unit section and a humidifier section. To use the humidifier, you will need to join the two sections together. To do that, just line them up with each other and push them together. The sections should simply click in place. To separate them again, press and hold the release button at the back and pull them apart. If you don't want to use the humidifier, maybe because you're traveling and don't want to take the extra bulk, then detach the humidifier and use the open pipe that is exposed on the side of the CPAP unit instead of the open pipe that's at the top of the humidifier unit to attach the tubing to your mask. For the rest of this setup guide, I'm going to assume that you want to use the humidifier, which is what we would recommend. Humidification helps you avoid getting a dry mouth, which feels very unpleasant and can have other unwanted side effects like tooth decay. So then, with the humidifier attached, you next need to plug in the power cord. This also comes in two sections. The cord with the plug needs to go into the wall and then into the power block, and the other end of the cord attached to the block needs to go into the back of your machine. Next, we need to fill the humidifier. To avoid sediment building up, you should fill the chamber with distilled water. There are two ways to do this. You can open the latch on the front of the unit and fill the water chamber through the opening at the top, looking through the chamber window at the front of the unit to check the water level, or you can remove the chamber from the lid altogether and fill it that way. Once removed, carefully undo the clips at the sides and lift the lid off. These catches are a little bit brittle, so be careful. You'll need to open the chamber to clean it as well when the time comes for that. The important thing though, however you fill it, is to make sure the water level is less than the max line and above the dotted minimum fill line. The chamber is large, so the water should last a full night, and maybe even two if you fill it to the max line, depending on your humidity needs. Once you have filled the chamber with distilled water, put it back into the unit and close the lid. Lastly, for the physical setup, you should attach the supplied tubing to the opening at the top of the humidifier section by pressing one of the tube cuffs over it, and then attach the mask of your choice to the other cuff, according to the instructions that came with your mask. You have now set up all the physical accessories. Next, you need to set up the software side of things. But that's pretty easy with the ResPlus, as it doesn't have any wireless capabilities and there are no smartphone apps associated with it either. All your sleep data is recorded to a micro SD card that you can remove from its slot in the back of the machine to give to your doctor, or plug it into a computer to view the data yourself. Also, if you bought your machine from us at RespShop.com, it will already be configured to your therapy settings. But even if that is the case, there are probably a couple of things worth changing in the settings menu. And again, this is easy with the ResPlus as it has no touchscreen and just uses an old-fashioned press-in dial. To get into the settings menu, highlight the middle option at the bottom of the screen called System and click in the dial to access the system options. The first thing we recommend to do here is to scroll to the final option in the menu. You're looking for the high leakage option here. By default, this will say on. Now this means the machine will sound an alarm when there is high leakage coming from your mask. The trouble is that it makes the alarm go off whenever you take off or disconnect your mask, and lots of users complain about this as it means loud alarms are ringing in the night when you get up to use the bathroom, or if the mask slips, or if your mouth opens and leaks air, which isn't good. To turn this helpful feature off, click in the dial once to turn the letters yellow. You can then rotate the dial slightly to turn the on into off, and click in the dial again to set it that way. You should now have alarm-free nights, and your bed partner will be most grateful. The alarm on the device will still sound for more important things, like if the micro SD card is full, if there is a power failure or low voltage, if there is an air blockage, or if the humidifier stops working. If this happens, you can press the alarm button on top of the unit to make it stop. Another menu that might be worth accessing is the parameter menu. This is to the left of System. In here you will find various settings, some of which you can change while others you can't. The ones you can't change are related to your therapy, like the pressure settings, and they should only be adjusted in consultation with your physician. But there are a few comfort and convenience settings that you can adjust to suit your requirements. The first of these are auto on and auto off. If auto on is on, the unit will detect when you breathe into the mask and will automatically turn on and start your therapy. Auto off will stop therapy pressure when it detects that you have removed your mask. So you can decide if either of these make your life more convenient and switch them on. Scroll further down, here you'll find ramp and humidifier. Both are comfort features and can be adjusted. Ramp means the machine will start therapy at a low pressure and slowly increase to your therapy pressure over a given period of time. You can select the time in minutes here from 0, which is off, to 60, which means it will take an hour for the machine to reach its full therapy pressure. The idea of ramp is to ease you into the therapy so that it's easier to fall asleep, but then it ramps up to therapy pressure to keep you sleeping once you nod off. So if you want to use ramp, start by guessing how long it usually takes you to fall asleep and adjust it from there according to your needs. Finally, there is a humidifier parameter. By default, this is set to 0, which will mean that you get no humidity added to your air. If you do want humidity, you will need to select a number between 1 and 5. Level 1 will heat the water to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 50 degrees centigrade. Each level above that increases the pressure by 9 degrees Fahrenheit or 5 degrees centigrade. It's a good idea to start at 2 or 3 and then adjust up or down depending on your humidity needs. There are other settings you can play with, but I've covered the main ones for you for the first few sleeps. So with your setup done, it's time to put on that mask, lie down and press the on-off button at the top of your unit. But before you nod off, subscribe to the channel for more helpful videos like these, and from all of us here at RespShop, sleep well and sleep